Okay, so in today's video I have got week 34 of my 365 days of art challenge, so if you want to see me do that then keep on watching. Okay, so the first one that we started off with this week was one that we have actually done before, and I didn't actually realise was in here twice, which I think is quite strange, but it literally just says draw your hand, so I decided to just literally draw around my hand and then obviously just add on my nails afterwards and my rings and sort of just like some random sort of detail-y bits as well. Just did sort of like a quick sketch, but yeah, I just thought this one was quite weird kind of being in here twice. Yeah, I felt like drawing my hand once was enough. But yeah, obviously it is in here multiple times, so yep, this is obviously the second hand that we have drawn now. And then the next one that we did basically just says write down something that you're proud of this week, so I just wrote sort of staying on top of videos and keeping sort of motivated, that sort of thing, because that is actually going quite well at the moment. The next one we did just said draw a bird from memory, and I mean, he's quite an abstract bird. I don't really know what to say about him, but I decided to call him Steve. But yeah, he's definitely quite abstract. I mean, I have two birds tattooed on my leg. I have two robins tattooed on my leg, and I was just gonna like have a little look at them beforehand, but I ended up not doing that, and I feel like I probably should have done. I feel like the general shape of the bird was fine, but for some reason I forgot how like a bird's head like actually sits on their body, like in relation to the rest of them, obviously. So yeah, I managed to completely mess that one up and basically just draw a blob with a beak. So yeah, that one was quite interesting. But yeah, going back to the one previously about things that you're proud of this week, like I said, obviously I wrote on there sort of staying motivated and keeping up to date with videos and everything. At the moment I've actually been doing really well with that, so we're in September currently, and yeah, I'm sort of filming way ahead. For the Friday videos I'm still working in October, but for the Wednesday videos I'm actually working in November now. So yes, I am definitely getting on top of things and getting sort of things pre-arranged so that I'm not really stressed week on week trying to get stuff done and out. Yeah, it's definitely proven a lot less stressful trying to put everything together when I'm doing it sort of ahead of time. So yeah, I'm just sort of hoping that I'm going to be able to keep that going. And yeah, it's obviously going to make things a lot easier, and mean that there is definitely a video every Wednesday and Friday instead of like skipping random days like I have done in the past. I want to try and not do that in future. So obviously you know that every Wednesday and Friday at 8:30 there will be a new video. So yeah, like I say, that is something that I'm quite proud of at the moment and I'm hoping to keep on top of. I've got all of my videos planned out for the rest of the year, so hopefully we can keep on top of them and it'll all be okay. But yeah, time will definitely tell. But yeah, we will try our best to see how that actually works. So yeah, that was basically the sort of like backstory, I guess, as to why I wrote that down. And then in this next one that we've been doing for quite a while actually, it basically just said to fill the fields, like what is in each field. So instead of taking this literally as like actual fields, originally I did think that I would just kind of shade them in the way that fields kind of look, you know, like when you fly over the top of fields, or even just like a drone shot of fields or something like that, how they look. I did originally think about doing that, but then I decided to use it as a way to sort of use my zebra fine liner colours. Obviously I can't do one of these videos without using my zebra fine liners at least once. But yeah, I decided to use that as an excuse to use these and to also sort of do some more mark making and stuff like that, and just like pattern building basically. So yeah, I decided to just fill these with patterns instead. So obviously there are some more simple ones that didn't really take too long. Obviously this one that I'm doing right now didn't take very long at all. The dots and the circles took a little bit longer. But yeah, obviously there's a few different patterns in there. I was kind of struggling to actually think of like new ones to do. So obviously quite a few of the patterns do repeat quite a few times, but I tried to not have sort of like any of the same colours near each other or anything like that. So yeah, that was basically my game plan for this one. And in the end I think it actually did look quite cool altogether. Obviously it's probably not the whole point of this exercise, but every single week I've been looking at this one and thinking, what on earth can I put in all of those fields? And then it suddenly came to me today to not actually take it completely literally and basically use it for something like this. Obviously it's a little bit more abstract, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like it kind of creates a little bit more inspiration than it would have done if I just, I don't know, drawn some green and brown fields and some bushes or something like that. I feel like it just creates a little bit more, there's a little bit more colour to it, a little bit more creativity. So yeah, that was basically the main reason that I decided to do that rather than actually stick along with the field idea. That, and I also couldn't actually figure out what to put in them. I didn't know whether to just literally like take each field and like draw a different vegetable inside of it or a different fruit or something like that. So yeah, I didn't really know what to do for this one, and like I said, I had been looking at it for some time. Every single time I come across it or I open this book, I flick through to decide which ones I'm going to do in the week, and every single time I come across this one, and every single time I sort of sit there thinking, oh, I really don't know what to do for it, and I'm dreading the day when I actually have to do it. But luckily we've got it out of the way now, and I actually came up with a much better idea for it. So yeah, that is definitely helpful. And then the next one that we did was designing some jumpers basically, so similar to the trousers that we did a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was a jumper, like was just one big jumper last week that we did. Obviously we have 5 smaller ones this time, so again with the zebra fine liners, like I say, can't do anything without them. I just decided to draw some patterns basically. So the first one, as you could see, was just stripes along like side to side. Then I did some circles with sort of like a banded collar, like bit around the bottom, and then the cuffs of the sleeves. Then the middle one we did as like a mint green zigzag all the way up, and then this one was obviously vertical stripes instead of horizontal. And then the last one I had no idea what I was going to do really, so I just drew some hearts sort of around each other, and then yeah, just some lines along the bottom and along the sleeves and along the what's it called, like the neck, the collar, I guess. But yeah, that one definitely was probably the worst one that I did. But yeah, we moved on to the next one. That's just a nice, quick and easy one that you can do. You don't have to think about it too much. You don't really have to put too much effort into it. It just is what it is, and how it comes out is how it comes out. And yeah, that just is what it is basically. But yeah, this next one that we moved on to was basically said to create a scene outside, and my thought process was basically to make sort of like a long path and have it look a little bit sort of creepy and have some like lights lining the path but nothing else. So obviously like you won't be able to see anything else outside other than the path and the lights. But this white pen that I have unfortunately was like basically completely run out, so I had to use a paint pen and like put some of the white like paint I guess on another piece of paper so that I could dip in with this pen and like actually draw the lines. So that was quite annoying and made it take a lot longer than it actually should have done. And yeah, the street lights that I didn't really work how I wanted them to work. I obviously wanted to create like the appearance of these bits actually being like lit rather than just like white circles just like randomly in the sky. But yeah, it didn't really go to plan. It kind of just ended up looking like I'd put a bunch of like windmills or something along the road, but on this side, I guess like from a perspective point of view, I didn't put these with any sort of like pole or anything. I just did the actual light itself. I don't really know in terms of perspective if that actually works out correct or not, but yeah, that is what we did anyway. And then obviously we just made these lights smaller and smaller the further away they got, and then yeah, we just did these sort of like light lines around them as well. So yeah, it kind of turned out quite strange, but I mean, my thought was there, and I feel like it's maybe inspired me to do something similar in an actual piece of work. But yeah, that's definitely not going to be a masterpiece by any means. But yeah, the last one that we did was this sort of like perspective face drawing, which was fine. It didn't really take too long. I just sort of did a little bit of sketching basically. The eyes look a little bit funny, the eyebrows look a little bit funny, and I did some sort of like indication of hair rather than like actually completely colouring the whole thing in. But yeah, I kind of tried I tried a little bit. I think it came out okay. I mean, it's not like the end of the world if it doesn't look absolutely perfect, which is good because it definitely doesn't look perfect. But yeah, the last thing we did, as always, was just mark off all of the tasks that we've done this week. And obviously, as you can see, I feel like I say this every week, but as you can see, it is really filling up now, so that is really good. So that was everything that we did in week 34 of my 365 days of art challenge. Let me know down below your thoughts, and let me know if you have any ideas or anything like that. But yeah, other than that, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.